Alrighty. So I think I should be good here. And yes, so this fodder review is going to be one done in the mission to improve some better shot calling and target priority for clone. And yes, so I guess before we start, I have to preface this by saying I shouldn't make the video immensely long. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but I will go over things that I think need to be gone over. We're going to watch the fights in maybe two different ways, I was thinking. Maybe we watch it from your perspective so that I can sort of share my thoughts and my experience from your point of view. And whatchamacallit, and then we can watch it from a top-down perspective to see how this sort of would have benefited. Maybe that's maybe a format I'd like to explore. But in any case, so I want to start off by discussing a little bit about sort of shot calling because it is a big role for your team, and it is one that many people, including myself, sort of put upon themselves to really improve and it's sort of a stressor for a lot of us, like because we're not super sure on how to do it and how to do it quote unquote the right way if there is one. But the thing is, it sort of depends on a lot of things. So there is no correct comm structure in my opinion. You can be as flexible with it as you want. However, there are some basic sort of archetypes to how we approach like planning and shot calling. So in general, usually somebody creates a fight plan. So before we enter a fight, so right now as we're approaching from spawn, we should be coming up with a fight plan. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna play? Um, oh, weird! I get all the music when I press tab, even though it doesn't show up the tab menu. In any case, so where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna play? Who are we gonna put where? What's the plan? And as ultimates come online, we'll sort of discuss this with the ult tracker as well. There should be somebody to sort of make a plan in the pre-fight, or people to make a plan in the pre-fight, and then we all follow it. But if the plan derails, we need someone to sort of step up and make sure our mid fight is super good as well, which is usually the job of the main support traditionally, but it could really be anyone. So as Zarya and our composition, so now we can start moving on to compositions. Um, Again, the shot calling sort of process of planning before each fight takes place between every fight, or at least it should. You should identify a clear goal of what you want to achieve in the fight, or where you want to position yourself to do things. So, are we going to use ults this fight? Is it going to be a dry fight? So, no ults. Where are you going to position so that we can really get some value out of the dry fight? Is there anything in mind that we should do? And kill the hog isn't a very amazing plan. Um, Maybe we take a position to pressure people out and then play really nice and slow and pressure the hog. So you never know. There's a lot of different things. It just depends on your plans and sort of becoming more and more fluid with the game Overwatch than it is the mechanics of Overwatch. In any case, let's look at our compositions. So here we're running Ryan Zarya, so a pretty aggressive, space takey, brawly sort of front line. We can afford to be a little brawly here. We're running Soldier Echo, which is weird. Um, yeah, it's weird. And then we're running Ana Mercy. So what this comp says to me is that we're a little bit indecisive about which DPS heroes we want to play. We're not really specking into one playstyle. We're just sort of accepting the pokey sort of playstyle of Soldier and Echo. Like these guys want to poke, but our tanks want to brawl. One of them is going to be damage boosted, so we're probably going to try and engage on our tank line and set up an off angle from our boosted Echo or boosted Soldier somewhere. Like for example, what I see in this comp is our Ryan and friends push main. Well, or Ryan Zarya on a push main. Well, maybe Soldier runs up and takes the high ground temporarily, and Echo peeks over top of the building, something like that. Basically, we're just playing, we were sort of playing for angles. We're trying to make sure that our soldier and our echo can find value on the off angles and pressure people back, either to earn space or to earn some picks. Um, well, our tank line sort of exists and is a constant sort of threat. It's a very chess-like approach. It's kind of like pushing pawns up, so pushing your pawns over here, well, the knights and the bishops try and find endanger people from off angles. So in any case, Zarya is not going to be the main source of damage, but she's going to be a main source of pressure on the ground, which is really, really key. Our DPS aren't going to be able to find immense value at all times, but Zarya, if she gets high enough charge, is a big, 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 big threat on the ground to complement the big, 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 big threats that our soldier has positionally and that our Ashe has, or that our Echo has in terms of pure damage with the boost. So what we're going to want to do is identify a plan. So what should we do? We should probably play for angles. Our soldier tries to take high ground, we can probably help him up there. Uh, I'm not sure if we need to clear it for him, because soldier's so mobile and he has this little health pack. So our tank line is going to push main, and our Echo is going to peek over right side or anywhere she feels comfortable to poke and find some angles. Good on charge, and we're not going to go over a lot of positioning outside of stuff that could be communicated in pre-fight or when we're fight planning, and we're not going to go over mechanics or bubble usage unless something demands my attention. Let's see. So we should have a plan by now, even though it's probably just going to be walking down main and reaching the point and trying to brawl there. That's usually most plans at their fundamental level, is make it to point and brawl there on a Rein Zarya comp. But you can see that these guys are contesting the high ground. Now this is interesting because it puts sort of it puts a wrench in our plans a little bit. Our soldier can't take high ground, and our Echo might be pressured out a lot more easily. However, as I say that, let's check again main. So we should be calling that they drop from high ground. Now only Zarya is up there. This is a good position for Zarya, but I think all we do here is bubble our Rein and try to push back their Rein. So we can push Rein, because what we want to do is get the Zarya off high ground now. So our Rein's shield is low, we gotta keep backing, keep backing. Okay, alright, he dies. Okay. Okay, we go upstairs, so we're clearing high ground now. Okay. Ooh, what a shot. Okay, we get a res though. See, so now we just play slow for res. No need to drop down. Zarya's actually got a great position from high ground. If Splat dies, that's his fault. Yeah, let's go over this situation again. So our the Ashe top over there by the elevator takes out our Echo. So she's still got high ground control. That's really, really, really good positioning for them. What we're going to want to do here is either play really, really, really fast or play for picks, play really slow. So by playing fast, we're probably going to drop down and take a hard, hard brawl on their squishies while our soldier sets up and finds value from high grounds. Oh, we lost them too. Or we're going to play super slow until our DPS get back so we can keep poking and setting up. Playing slow will involve you looking and shooting bombs over at Ashe or at Ana and endangering their lives as our soldier pokes them too. And just making sure Splat stays up. No, that's more of him. So, okay, we nano Rein, so this means go. This is the green light. We call go, 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 Rein, 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 Rein. Okay, so now they nano their Rein, we gotta play it slow. Back to the corner, since our Rein shield is low. We could get shattered. Oh, big, big, big. No reason to turn away. We're still getting picks. If you're watching the kill feed, our soldier's popping off. We gotta help him. Yeah, I understand you're scared by the lack of HP, but running to spawn isn't gonna do you anything considering both of your healers are still main. It's actually really good on Pebs to hit the sleep. They don't see. Yeah, they would have had a lot more easy time living had you been there. Unlucky. It's sort of like being a teddy bear in a world of like tanks. Like if I'm the teddy bear and then every time I hug a tank, they feel better. My tank is running away from me. And as a teddy bear staring at another tank, I'm not a very big fan of that. Definitely protect your supports with your life. So now we gotta sort of get out and reset. They're finding too many picks. So at this point, this is ugly. And this is what's going to help us. So I'm just going to watch from your perspective. I'm not going to go over a lot of analytical things about this fight again. I'm going to make the callouts as if they were my own. So I know the plan that I want, which is play for angles, get my DPS the high ground. So they're high ground now, okay. So we poke, we play slow, pressure them off high ground. Let's see. There's really no need to target call because nobody's immediately out of position right now. Okay, we are walking stairs now. Let's come stairs. So that's an example of a mid-fight call. It's a change of the plan. Okay, we're pressing right now. Walk upstairs, walk upstairs. Lucio, Lucio, Lucio. This is a time when I'm calling for Lucio to die. He has to die here, I think. And Lucio has to ride on walls. This is really good because Zarya bombs and walls are amazing. I can probably estimate he's either going to go here or here on this wall surface or on this one. So if you launch a bomb here, you'll probably splash him. And you can shoot through these trees. You probably could have killed him there too. In any case, so Lucio gets bubbled. Okay, we go stairs, we go stairs, we go stairs. And your team shouldn't engage until you're ready. So if the plan is to go stairs, we wait, and then we're gonna go stairs. Ready? Go stairs. 3, 2, 1. When you're in position, you can push up with splat. Okay, they're Lucio dead. Nice. An overextension or just out of position play. Not respecting corner. Let's see. So now we have a choice. I think we have to play slow here, because we're both. We're down one more DPS than they are, even though they're down Lucio. So back. Okay, we nano, now we go, go, run. Okay, now they nano, we weren't able to kill him fast enough, so we gotta keep going. And that said, we did get a pick, so our frontline's job now is just to survive. So we're gonna play a little slow while our DPS get value from the flank. Good. Ooh, run. Okay. And now we're running away. I would have preferred to stay here and possibly die, because Pebs is here, both of the healers are here. We could have helped. See, we get grabbed. This is probably the end of the fight. Yeah, we lose 2, so the fight's over. We gotta call it over. Call for a reset so that this doesn't happen. Now there are 3 people up. They think it's winnable. Honestly, I don't think it's winnable because 6 are back now. They're just feeding ult charge. So let's think about the next fight. This fight. Or, well, our friends are coming back from spawn. So our plans seem to work this time. We did force them back to point pretty soundly. The only thing is that we got picked in a manner that can only be described as unlucky. Kenny peeked a little too far, and I'm not sure how Violet died, but both of our DPS died before we could get to point. So I guess the most sound place to push would be to do the same thing again, see what happens. get our DPS high ground. If we need to clear it, we can do it as tanks. Um, keep doing our thing. Let's see. So 2 swings and a miss. 1 more strike and he is out. Let's see. So nobody's high ground. Let's see. We gotta be watching their. Oh, okay. We gotta be watching their Ash. So now that we're duplicating Reinhardt, we have to go in. We have 2 Reinhardts. Unlucky. But they're investing Shatter and Beat. That's really weird. Okay, so that's really good. So we should call the fight over here. Or just ask, if you're unsure if the fight is over, always ask, is it winnable? And then people will say yes or no. Ultimately, it'll help us come to a better consensus of leaving when the fight is over. Like, Soldier right now could go in, but shouldn't. Absolutely shouldn't, because our tank line died. Tebs could go in, but shouldn't, because our tank line died. No res, don't res, don't res. Good. Okay, so they used Beat, they used Dragon, and they used Shatter. So that's fantastic. And do you know why? So there's no tank pressure on the ground. We can land a big grav if we get them all together. So what we're going to do is play for angles, play for a grav. They're not going to build up Beat anytime soon. Res Pebs. Okay, now we're good. Rhine's on high ground. God only knows why. This means that we can peek bottom or peek low ground and get him. So we're going to play main right now so that we can pressure. Okay, never mind. He gives it up. Weird. Okay, so now we just do the same thing. Same old plan. Let our DPS take high grounds. Late bubble, I guess. Okay, we have to wait 10 seconds. They use Grav again. Okay, we're back. So our DPS sort of has high ground. Never mind. Okay, yeah. It seems to be these fights aren't very planned. As a shot caller, there's really not much we can do in these situations where it's just contest point and try to carry sort of situations. Yeah, that's gonna be a GG round 1. Okay, so that's the first one. Notice that before the fights we had a plan, or I came up with a plan. And something, I guess, to take away from that is that... Oh wait. Oh, the codes were reversed. That's weird. Yeah, I had a fight, or I had a plan before every fight. I called out targets who were out of position when they needed to go, like the Lucio. And I, whatchamacallit, like, the thing about shot calling and fight planning and stuff like that is it's basically creating an outline. Not kind of like a, if everything is good, this is what we do. In a perfect world, we set our DPS up high ground. Our tank line pushes main and pressures, or exerts pressure with the Zarya. Ana pockets us as we sort of take space, and our DPS, our soldier peaks here, our echo peaks here. Like, things are generally good. A soldier could even flank. I think that would be funny too. But the only part of our plan that really didn't work was the execution and how we kept not declaring fights winnable or losable. But yeah, we'd start a fight with a plan, and if things were different than usual, so my sort of plan with pushing the tanks up main assumes that their tanks are also main. If you remember, their Zarya started out high ground, which was really good for them, because they had a lot harder to break high ground pressure. This means that our tanks have to clear high ground as a unit as well. So we stand and choke pressure at Rhine. We go up here and clear the high ground. like as a tank line and DPS line, which is fantastic. That was a slight adaptation that we made sort of on the fly. So we run sort of a confused comp here as well. So when we're thinking about compositions like this, we have to think about a lot of the time, what do they achieve? Um, our composition right now is Rhine Sigma, so not really great at backing up. We want to sort of... Sigma Shield is really helpful for the Bap Zen backline if we're going to play with them and enable them with their shield. Um, Reinhardt is obviously just going to be our sort of pawn, standing on point, contesting point when we needed to, just holding space to a degree with his presence. The Reaper Genji confuses me. I don't know why we want to play them here. Because Ryan Sig can be a slightly pokey comp. It's like a hybrid brawl poke comp, or tank line. Then we have Babzen, which means poke to me. We have really, really good sightline pressure. Because like an example of this is like if Zenyatta is peeking high ground from here or here, you're going to feel very, very, very pressured by the Zen. But unfortunately, there's nobody that can help us capitalize off of that. Like Genji can't really poke in the same way, and neither can Reaper especially. So not an... This feels like a comfort pick, sort of solo carry-ish kind of comp, whereas the rest of our team is sort of um, not gonna be able to follow up that well. So let's make a plan in any case. So I think to start off, our Bap and Zen start off with you up here. That would be very, very helpful. Probably our Genji and Reaper look for flanks or look for something as the enemy engages and comes in. That's probably how we're going to play this.
5, 4, 3, 2,
So their comp, they're playing Hybrid Diva Lucio, no boosted Ashe. So... Okay, they have an Ashe. Okay, they have a Winston. So what does this mean? This means that if Winston's looking at you like this, he's gonna force you off of high ground. He's gonna commit bubble and everything, and pretty much, yeah, what he wants to do is force you off high ground so that his Ashe can eventually move up there and take it herself. There you are. So we yield high ground to him. Monkey can die, okay. Now Lucio or Zara? Lucio. Okay, we keep pushing out. Yep. There's no one that can stop us from pushing out. Good. Sombra's gonna be like near impossible to check. Ooh, nice fadeaway. Unless we're constantly checking for her, so. Let's see, so we move to take high ground again, good. They're probably not really going to be close to anything this fight. If we press tab, we can see their comp now. You notice that they switched to a Brigitte instead of a Lucio, which should mean that they want to play a little slower and will have a bit more brawlier, a bit less offensive, a bit more slow kind of playstyle. So Monkey jumps, we yield the high ground to him again. We don't have to. If anything, I think Reaper sits up there with you and tries and gets the Monkey. I think that would be a good plan too, because we don't need to yield the high ground to Monkey. But if we tell our Reaper and we say, hey, hide up here with me, wait till Monkey jumps me, and then farm him. I think that would be a great idea. So right now they have high ground control. The rest of them are sort of poking a little bit. So we gotta play it by ear now. Okay, yep, we just want to poke a little bit. Just poking. Oh, Ana can die. Ana. Okay, wait. Ana is way out of position. Easy, okay. She's playing like a Sigma. Okay, something again you can do is I like the fact that these dudes are playing together. This is awesome. They can play with you if they want as well, to pressure Monkey off high ground as well. Zen finds a big advantage at range, and so does Bap really. Like, no one else in this comp except Ryan really needs their attention. Just because Genji and Reaper are so mobile. Like, Reaper has Wraith, Genji has this whole dash thing, like, he does fine. Oh, so close on the hack block. Okay, we should look to Reflux here. Okay, so yeah, we really don't have any other ultimates except for Blade and Trance yet. We're gonna get a window soon, but this is a perfect little spot for our Flux. They're boosting Ashe, they fail to take high grounds. This is a even better time to Flux. Okay, we're okay. We should be focused main. We should be focused main. So this Sombra, she's gonna flank. She's gonna do the things. Winston is gonna exist high ground. We put down a lamp. We need to use this lamp in this window to take the people out main. They're trying to surround us, and we need to pressure out one of these front lines. They force both support ults, lamp and or both support utilities, which is lamp and trance, just by positioning, which is a fantastic fight for them. They really couldn't have asked for anything more. Because next fight when AMP is coming, we won't have anything, anything to stop it. Yeah. Peps dies. Next fight they're going to use EMP. Sombra is going to probably take this health pack over here, so we should go clear it. So yeah, as an off tank we can do this. Okay, so wherever Sombra is, yeah, there it is. So Sombra's out of our hair for until the team gets back, pretty much. We should look for an earlier Flux here. So they're going to be playing free MP here. Hey, we should Flux this. This is a fantastic spot to Flux from main. Oh, but they could have won this fight with the MP. So they use the MP. That's fantastic for us. Fantastic. Now we walk up and we kill them. Fantastic. Okay, we pull back. We have Flux for this fight. They don't have EMP. The last thing they used is, or what they didn't use was Bob and Rally. They haven't built yet. So yeah, we play for Flux. We don't even have to use it here. Yeah, they want to take the high ground. They want to do the thing with angles, where they move their Ana high ground, and then Ashe takes this high ground too. Winston is a pain somewhere else, usually here. Sombra goes for a wide flank, while the Zarya and whoever else really wants to peek play main. They're just going to try and split on you. No reason to panic. Okay, we really should Flux sometime soon. I don't think we're not really finding a lot of value by not fluxing. Yeah. So yeah, mostly as a plan on their defense, we just want to stop them. Like they have to stage, which means all of the dive characters come over here and they stand main for whatever reason in sightlines of pretty much everybody who wants to poke them. They use Winston bubble, which is weird. So if anybody peeks out of the bubble, they're probably going to die. And then they try and take a bunch of weird positions on you, setting up high ground and things like this. As a defender, your only plan, or your only major plan here into their weird dive comp is just going to be to stop them from taking positions like this. You know they're going to want this position here. You don't have to give it up, like when the Winston dives you. Your Reaper can find a lot of utility and ult charge by hiding up here and surprising the monkey. Your Babzen backline can find a lot of things here with your shield. Like, they would love to peek main safely and find value. Really, the rest of your comp doesn't really demand too much. They're all relatively self-sufficient. Um,
Objective
they're
lost.
just playing the way they should be.
Stop the payload.
So I guess we shot call here too. Not really sure how close they are to EMP. Our main plan here should be uh, not great. We probably just die fast here. If you go down, the fight is lost. We come back. Wait, winnable? Okay, this is a great spot to flux. Let's flux. Let's flux. Clear the cart. We want to clear their backline of the Ana and the Ashe and even the Lucio a little bit. We want to get those guys. We should flux this for a lot of reasons. We get damage and pressure onto their backline, and it gives us our DPS a lot of time to set up, including our backline to set up as well. And if anything else, it baits EMP or Nano or something. It gives them less tools to work with. They're forcing their sort of cooldowns with our ultimate. So we should be calling our Ryan is dead now. He wouldn't really provide any great utility anyway or anything revolutionary in this composition. We should be trying to force their resources. Okay, I like pushing up on the Ana main. We choose to blade, they EMP it. Can we flex? This would be a great place to flex too. Okay, Monkey uses his jump. Monkey uses his bubble. We should flux when more people enter the choke. We could do it now, this would be a great time. But we're too low health. Unlucky. Yeah, our Pebs dies, and then that's really curtains. We we want to make plans. We want to make fight plans and make them decisively. Like use them decisively. Like we've been holding on to Flux since first point here. And I think if you have an idea of when you want to use it, even if it's for novelty, even if it's for complete funny, and you say, you know, I'm just gonna Flux in this fight. Let's see what happens. Just like having a plan and making a plan to do that is key. So we're dead. The fight is lost. We don't use any more ultimates. I don't want to see a transcendence. Um, what are we close to? So we use window last fight. We use blade. We're coming up on visor, and we have trance. They use DMP. We're gonna trance for grav or not. Yeah. So what we should do is try and play as slow as we can for tank ultimates. So he dies. We get Zarya. No, we can't recontest this. We back. We back. They realize too late they're gonna die in fetal charge.
Observe the barrier. Much better. Back to me. Ready for transcendence.
Okay, yeah, there's really nothing super revolutionary here. They're just gonna push you main and try and pressure you. There's not a lot of high ground positions they're gonna play, but they are gonna try and send the Sombra maybe over here or somewhere like here to hack you. I think Monkey could die there. Assuming a Bob deep behind us. Yeah, both healers are dead, we lose the fight. So now we have some ultimates. We've got to use them. So we should probably set up maybe Soldier for anything. Like we're gonna need transfer EMP now. They already used their grab before. They're gonna counter it with beat. We switch off the. We call for stall heroes, but okay. At least we followed that plan. I guess that was good. Yeah, that was a good target focus onto the Ana, a really key person to pick there, but I don't know. Yeah, you could tell, you could watch and see that there wasn't a lot of planning going on. We didn't have plans on how to use our ultimates or things like that. Like they're just wasn't a whole lot that I guess could be really done. Like, I think as an off tank specifically, like a lot of your utility is in not just minimizing like carries from the other team. Like if you've seen this new meta where they run a like Reaper Sombra dive, so like Winston Diva, Reaper Sombra, and Lucio Moira. That's being played in Overwatch League a little bit, and it's fascinating. Like off tanks play a weird little role there, and the like where I'm going with this is like when they take fights there, it's all mid fight. There isn't going to be a really big, grand plan. But I think our first step to achieving sort of a more consistent playstyle is just making these plans and following them. Like this training bot might be out of position. Now that he's rocked, bot, 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 bot. Okay, he's done. Okay, now who next? Bot 2, bot 3 actually, door 3. Okay, door 2. Okay, door 2, door 2. Okay, now door 3. Door 4. Practicing who you think is out of position who can die. Like, again, you can do this in a million ways. But the thing is, like, I'm not sure exactly what discipline or of shot calling that you sort of want to do. It's probably going to be target calling because you're off tank, and that's generally what they do a lot of the time. Like, especially on big damage heroes like Zarya and stuff like that. The shot calling is just amazing because she does so much damage. She's usually fantastic at following up on it. It's gonna take forever to get charge. Yeah, whatchamacallit, like Zarya is a great example of a hero who does really well with pressuring people. Or of like target calling. You keep your beam on somebody, do your thing, and like when you're at high charge, like this beam is huge. It does so much damage. Like, and it's sort of a really big insight into who you're on, where the beam is, and stuff like that. So yeah, like using your beam, and whenever you want somebody really dead, like bot 2, bot 2, bot 2, bot 2, bot 2, bot 1, bot 1. Can we get bot 1? Like just being persistent about it, I think, is the key. And from what I understand, whatchamacallit, there was some tiltage at the last scrim and stuff like that, and I can understand why. Those maps are honestly rough. Like, I won't lie and say that they're not. Oh. Yeah, whatchamacallit, they suffered from a lack of planning. And I guess that falls into having, like, people sort of on off rolls and stuff like that. I'm guessing since Violet had to play DPS, she probably played off tank for half of the scrim, and you probably played DPS for half of the scrim. But, I don't know. Yeah, we suffered from a lack of planning that time. And just sort of, I'm not sure. We waltzed, we made it happen, we did the dance fairly well, but it just didn't work out. So we need these plans, we need that sort of target focus. We need leadership from our team that is going to be whatchamacallit, not like respected and listened to. That's always a good thing, but that should be happening. Like, there is no, that implies disrespect. I think one thing that's really big about like shot calling and stuff like that is establishing sort of a structure of trust and stuff like that. Making sure that people can trust your calls and your off tanking and like everything. Like it just benefits everybody. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what I want to say, or what I want to express. I'm not sure exactly how to communicate it. But yeah, just being a stronger leader, and like ultimately things like tilt too, like they hinder. Of course they hinder, and it sort of eats away at you. Like it's tough, but ways to sort of avoid and kite your own tilts, which is a weird sort of term or idea, is like whatchamacallit, just not focusing on it. Just instead focusing solely on your own play and who like your role in the team. That's how I personally work with Tilt. And it's decent sometimes, or it works. It's been the best thing that works for me. Like everybody thinks I'm so calm and collected and stuff like that, but there there are a lot of emotions behind my happiness or behind my usual upbeatness. Like, of course, I'm only human, right? But yeah, like managing Tilt, like these training bots are literally born to feed. I am frustrated because it's hard to keep them up a lot of the time. What should we call it? But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Instead, I'm just gonna focus on my play. What can I do to stop these guys from dying? Well, I can frag out and kill these bots. Harmony can only be on one person at a time. It's all good. I'll kill the person who's not. What? And like it's just small little solutions. Working on goals, identifying things that you want to do. If you want to target call better, like I think it's really important that you guys go into like quick play or something and just run a rush comp, like Rein, Zarya, Lucio, whatever. Just run a rush comp, run at people, have fun. If it's hard getting to them, think about, don't just run main, think about where else you could go that's better. If I want to get the training bot who's usually up here, I'm not going to run this way and jump at him. Instead, we can go up the stairs or something. Or maybe, for my team, I can boop him off and then we speed boost under the bridge or something. Being creative, you know, working towards these little goals. But yeah, ultimately, when it comes to leadership and Tilt, sort of, it's important to, you know, like be as professional as possible is my rule a lot of the time. In a scrim environment, I simply try to be professional. Or just work with my team the best and keep unnecessary emotion out of where it doesn't belong. And again, like my strategy of sort of identifying goals and stuff on main support when it's mid-fight shot calling is like, okay, just stand back, breathe, and look at the fight. What's happening? What can we do? How can I help? You know? Like it could be peeking a little less or doing something this and asking for feedback. Like feedback is hard to take because I am a perfectionist and I completely relate to those who have a hard time taking feedback because it's been that way all of my life so much. But being humble and taking feedback and, you know, not taking it to heart, which is also a big thing that I always do, and just like reflecting on it, you know, creating a healthy little culture of learning for yourself is really key, I think. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to develop those things, it is. And I'm still working on those myself. But ultimately, Overwatch is a game. It's a fun game. It's a hard game. And we can combine all these elements to have a pretty good time. So just remember, you know, take it with a grain of salt. If you feel choked up or tight or mad or anything, like just keep focusing on your goals. And if you see, like, I don't know, areas of improvement for other people, like be sure to sort of jot it down, you know. And you can sort of help them in that way as you ask for feedback yourself. Again, creating like a healthy sort of culture for learning and stuff like that, which is really key. Yeah, in any case, I think that's all I have for now. Oh, I guess, let's check how deep I am into the video. So 43 minutes, not the worst thing ever. I guess, whatchamacallit, I'll have to check my replays to see if I played a game with Topaz on off tank or something. Because I can definitely explain sort of my decision making when it comes to these things.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Ready for battle.
Yeah, here we go. Wow, look at that. I'm even Zarya.
4, 3, 2.
So yeah, when Topaz and I play together, of course I don't feel a lot of pressure because he's my good friend. This is just this is a quick play game, so it's not going to be immense stuff. Yeah, our plan here is mostly just to wait for their engage. Since they're hogs Zarya, I'm just watching the flank right now. I can bubble anybody from choke if they get hooked. And yeah, we're just waiting main. Thought Doomfist was going to get this guy. Yeah, Doomfist has to die. I'm calling him, and he dies. My Ryan understands sort of ebb and flow, or the state of the team fight, reading it and playing it well. He knows that I'm not going to be with him to pressure the D.Va and the tanks off of him, so instead he plays a corner, which is fantastic. People are sort of overextending. Now we come back main and take the control point as it unlocks. Yeah, just walking my Zarya out. We communicated this little charge, and then I body block with my own bubble so that we can come back. A lot of it is just a nice little tango of you watching everything happen and trying to prevent any of their players from sort of carrying, while ensuring the safety of our own characters. Like over here, I know my Ana has to get to point. So, whatchamacallit, I couldn't walk her through courtyard, but I could walk her back over here. So I was ready to step in front of her if she needed a bodyguard. So next, our Ryan goes out here, do this thing. He gets me a lot of charge. I get me a lot of charge just by stepping in front of him, and then we can retreat, having gotten a lot more charge. So yeah, now I just want to watch flanks. And yeah, they're gonna have to take point from a Ryan Zarya comp on on what they're running now. They're gonna have a very, very, very tough time if they're not pushing with Coalescence. So you have to be mindful of them pushing with Coalescence, because otherwise they'll just get burned and die. This was really poor from me. I went over here and I wanted to challenge them. I didn't know he could punch me from that height, so I fell off and died. Let's see. So okay, this is tense. That was good. We're getting flanked though, yeah. Probably it's like we lost our main tank, we lost our Ana, and now the fight may be lost. We forced their Transcendence, which is cool. Wondering if the fight is still winnable or not. And ultimately, we help each other out here. Just operating as a low two-piece tank line. So yeah, like again, when my bubble is going down, he's shielding hooks. When his shield is going down, I'm bubbling. Like, we support each other. We're good friends. Mostly just want to more damage, do our thing. Them are saying, like, our original plan was to push down main and keep doing our thing, because if we play this right, we can play for Grav or something and just melt them. But then we saw the DPS are just standing here and choke, so we said, do you wanna? And then he said, yeah, whatchamacallit. So we just want to rush these guys and get them out here as soon as possible. So unfortunately it wasn't the greatest Grav. We weren't in, for some reason our DPS weren't in a position to follow up on it very well, but I communicated it. Yeah, lucky. Yeah, I know I can just body block for my Ana. I don't need to use projected bubble. Oh, I tried to give it to my Rhine so I could stop him from getting flashbanged, but Lucio took it. Annoying. The Shatter's still huge because it's Topaz. And we win. Yeah, it's good to establish, like, I think queuing with Splat is going to be really good for you two as a duo. Like, working as a duo and getting used to your tendencies and just supporting each other through most situations. Like, once you get the hang of it, it's really nice. And yeah, now we're back to neutral. I just want to farm charge. I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I'm watching for their Doomfist, because I know he's going to dive our backline. Albeit very poorly. And now I can just lock these guys and choke. Like, I don't really care about what's happening on point. They have it. more Zen charge. And yeah, no real explanation. This is just last fight. I just want to prevent them from touching the point. So I go for that. I don't know what you can call that one. Then I know they're wiping out whoever's still on point. There were only a few people there, so now my job is just to watch main. I go over, I do my thing, and it's done. It's easy. This one we lost.
Ready.
Oh, I played Diva this time. How weird. I don't even know what I did. Yeah. On Diva, I have a lot less carry potential than Zarya. Um, target focus is more going to be on the Winston than it is for me. Um, and I get eaten alive. I go Hog. I go Ball Hog, which is weird. No real strategy there. Our only fight plan is like, which way are they going? How are we gonna meet them there? If they meet here, we get Boops with a ball potentially and Brigitte. If they go white, we we just do our thing. But in the meantime, I can look for hooks because there's no one who can punish me from their team. Like they don't have a Lucio who can ride above me and boop me or something like that. Let's see, yeah. This wasn't revolutionary off-tank gameplay. Oops. I don't know that we were really going to have a lot of very in-depth plans on this composition, but... just want to save my Brig and... is there anything noteworthy after this? I don't think so. I think a white side again. Just spy checking for Sombra. And the team just wins the fight for me, honestly. I don't know what to say. Not, I guess, if we were duo taking more, maybe I could go over something that's a bit more, relevant.
Traveling to Route 66.
But yeah, mostly just target calling comes down to, are people out of position? What can we do about it? Like, can they die? Because if they can die like that, that's sort of ideal. We tried to dance and trap the ball in there, but it didn't work. Like, yeah, really, I guess that's all. I'm gonna end it here because I'm running out of things to talk about. Like, there's no useful off-tank VOD that I can produce um, to help a little bit more, to shed some more insight on it. But yeah, mostly things change. Like we create whatchamacallit, we create a plan. Usually Splat will do it. Then throughout the plan, if anybody's out of position or if anybody can straight up die, and you know they can die, you feel it in your bones they can die, you target call them. We're mindful of potential changes to the plan, like if they're doing a strategy that counters ours, we gotta come up with a new one on the fly. That's something you can contribute to as well, even though it's usually said to be the main support job. And yeah, we make fight plans informed off of ultimates. Like, our fight plan is going to be, oh, just take high ground, or oh, just go main, or something. if there are ultimates on the board, we need to consider those as well. So mostly just improving. I recommend watching Overwatch and like watching streamers and stuff like that, how they play, who they focus, what they do. Um, Even though streams can be sort of unreliable depending on who you're watching, um, it's really really useful. So with that, I'm gonna conclude it, and yeah, I guess I'll see you. So it's 4:50 EST for me, which means that I'll see you at, when did we say we'd play? It was it 5 PST, which would be 8? Yeah, 2 hours before the scrim. Because my scrim's at 10 EST, 7 PST. Yeah, 5. So I guess I'll see you at 5. 5 PST, that is, or 8 my time. Have a great day and enjoy. I hope this helped.